What's more difficult than getting from level 1 to level 60 in classic hardcore? Endgame dungeons. Not because they're necessarily harder, but because you're relying on 4 other people not to mess up. And today, we're diving headfirst into one of these infamous dungeons, Stratholme, renowned for its warm hospitality and vibrant, lively atmosphere. Or, you know, the exact opposite. To be fair, Stratholme is a pretty dangerous dungeon, and it's not just the mobs you gotta watch out for. Sometimes it's your own party that turns on you.
I'm in danger!
I'm dying!
Or, you know, if your tank doesn't pay much attention.
I'm killing the low guy first.
Oh, shit.
I'm dead.
Here we go again.
He's telling me to run.
He is trolling. Wait, Amelia's actually dead.
Wait,
I'm not kidding.
Wait, what the?
what?
Wait, what?
Wait.
So, who is this band of heroes taking up this hellish dungeon? Firstly, we got our Giga Chat Tauren tank, who snipes the mobs like he's playing Halo 2. How's that not pulling? Secondly, our mage, who honestly is what we all look for in a fellow dungeon mate. This guy literally explained me every mechanic of the whole dungeon.
This crate is safe, Dust Bunny. Outranging doesn't work on these. Stay away from the door when we kill the last one. That spawns the boss.
And gave me, of course, some snacks before the dungeon. Second to last, we got our priest, who apparently had some personal vendetta against our shaman for not using his cleansing totems.
Can you dispel poison, please? Poison totem, please.
And lastly, we got our shaman, who, you know, he was there. Stratholme is divided into 2 sections, the living side and the undead side. As a group, more or less, we decided to go for the undead side. And why did we go for Strat Undead? Well, that's quite simple. Loot! Strat Undead offers a lot of juicy loot, especially for hunters. And especially the mount from Baron River in there would be great. The reason why I said we partially decided to go Strat Undead is because I desperately needed to replace my budget-looking Lich King cosplay helmet. I mean, just look at this thing. This would effectively mean I had to convince my party to briefly go into Strat Live and kill this boss called the Unforgiven, who drops a helmet that's not only biz, but also looks sick. Is this thing on? As the sweet, reliable and ever so patient dungeon buddy that I am, I kindly ask, you all mind if we do the Unforgiven boss? Followed by absolute and utter silence. Maybe they didn't hear me, I think to myself. Would love that helmet. In a desperate attempt, I look over to my tank, who immediately pulls the next pack. And the freaking cherry on top, remember that nice helpful mage, the one explaining every detail of the dungeon, like it's a guided tour? Backstabs me. Not a fireball, not a blink, a knife right in the back.
Don't think we'll backtrack now.
He wouldn't betray me. He's my friend, isn't he?
Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. I was never your friend.
No. So, back in the land of the living, or, you know, the undead, we start our descent into Stratholme. Already on the first pack, I am messing up. I should be focusing on these mage skeletons, but I'm going on the ravaged cadaver like it owes me gold. Let me tell you something, those 2 Petris were not cheap. So, unbeknownst to my team, they're dealing with a certified moron. Why do you think I chose to play a hunter? Twice. I'm not just any moron. One with 0 real endgame experience, and in general with classic hardcore. Well, unless you count the 4 characters I lost while leveling, who didn't even make it past level 30. And the only other experience I had with World of Warcraft Classic was 7 years ago on a private server. But let's not talk more about that. With the skill set forged entirely in the fires of starting zones, and game knowledge barely scraping past right-click boar, loot meat. I've been led, guided, shepherded by something far greater than myself. I don't read dungeon guides. I don't watch boss mechanics. I don't think. I follow the arrow. It tells me where to go, what to do, when to eat, and when to die. I have wandered deserts, fallen off zeppelins, danced naked in Thunderbluff. I don't choose the path. I walk it, because I do as the arrow guides.
That is not boar meat. That's elf.
Just one sip. For real, without rested XP, I'd probably be face down in the Barrens with a Kulker Raider spear in my back. Man, these braces never drop. What's that?
You smell pretty underleveled.
Ouch. Ooh, okay, that burns. Ooh, that's sharp. Ooh, that's definitely going in.
So, with my cover fully intact, we continue our adventure through Stratholme, with the confidence of a man who definitely not just googled how to do Stratholme in classic hardcore 5 minutes prior to the dungeon. Okay, you caught me, I did do that. On the second pack, my Neuralink microchip finally activates. I'm locked in, I'm targeting skeleton mages. Fool me once, shame on them. Fool me twice, that's 2 Petri flasks and a therapy session I'm not paying for. For the next couple of packs and mobs, we're making quick work of them. It's around this time I realize my caveman brain forgot to pick the final talent point after hitting level 60. I slammed my last talent point into marksmanship in a Panek. Our tank, juiced up on white monster energy, is pulling packs like his mom told him dinner is ready in 5. After filming some necessary in-game B-roll, Blizzard blesses me with a green BOE. At first, I glance over it, but with a second look, I see some phenomenal stats. 17 agi and 17 stamina. Low-key better, no? With there being 0 objections from my team, I'll be needing that green BOE. Now with my giant looking razor axe, I can give my enemies the tight clean shave they do deserve.
Just the usual, boss. You know how I like it. Trim the front, leave the flames.
My fantasy of becoming a barber of the Horde is short-lived. Our priest has something to say.
Depends on your hit chance.
She raises an interesting question. What is hit chance? What is hit cap? As a new player, I am not sure. Time to do some frantic dungeon math. At the moment, we're rocking the Black Dragon Scale shoulders as well as the Black Dragon Scale breastplate, giving us a 2-set bonus of 1 hit. After auctioning non-stop ever since we entered Orgrimmar, we finally acquired the Devil's Orc gauntlets and leggings, giving us a plus 2% hit. On top of that, we picked up the Rune of the Guard Captain trinket from the Hinterlands whilst leveling, adding another 1%. And our weapon of choice, and the weapon in question, the Warmonger, which brings us the final 3%. That puts us in a total of 7% hit, which, according to a quick Google search, is sadly not enough. We need 9%. Turns out, I'm not hit capped. Therefore, I explained to my priest, not capped at all, just dinged.
Go for hit then.
So, the matter of the axe seems to be settled. But, somewhere in the darkness, someone else had something to add.
Then for sure hit chance.
But this is by no means a loss. It's a Petri potion write-off.
Glad I could help!
5 gold is after all still 5 gold, and we'll take it. Shortly after, our priest nearly has a heart attack over what I assumed was just another regular mob. Turns out, it's a goddamn rare spawn. Stonespine is a rare lead inside Stratholme. When it comes down to Stonespine's mechanics, it's actually pretty straightforward. He's got just one ability to worry about, Vicious Rend. It applies a stacking bleed. As for loot, I've definitely got my eye out on the stone skinned gargoyle cape if the tank passes on it. It's a solid upgrade from our Dark Phantom cape, easy win there. I firstly let him taste my melee hit from Warmonger, Then, like the true hunter I am, I immediately fled to a corner and began unloading arrows like it was Black Friday at the Quiver store. To be honest, this so-called boss was overall pretty underwhelming, and we took it down with ease. As of the loot, it drops nothing of interest. Foreshadowing. We venture forth, and a pack later I dig my greedy little goblin hands into a corpse of a slain shadowcaster. And voila, devout bracers. That's a clean 30 gold on the auction house. Maybe I can make back some of the petri loss. Anyway, we didn't win the roll. Now we're heading straight into the dungeon's first official boss, Enkin. This 6-legged beauty has some things to watch out for. Pierce armor, slaps the tank with a nasty armor debuff. Crypt scarabs, summons a swarm of undead scarabs. Encasing webs, roots players in place. In regards to loot, we'll want the Carapace Spine crossbow to drop. Now, let's hit it!
Victory or death!
My deep-rooted hatred for anything with more than 2 legs is finally paying off. I'm unloading everything I've got and topping the damage meters. Another rather disappointing loot affair. Foreshadowing. Immediately after we defeated Enkin and subsequently conquered our arachnophobia, our tank dips out like he's going to get the milk.
Wayne, come.
So if you didn't know, in Stratholme there are these cigarettes. You have to clear the mob packs inside each one before you can access the final boss. Our tank forgot that. And honestly, it's making me shiver me timbers. After a short on-stream rant about how I'm afraid to mess anything up, naturally we run into a slight issue. So I'm just afraid to mess up. We pulled. Welcome to What Happens Next on Classic Hardcore. In this recurring segment, we dive into life or death scenarios where you, the viewer, must guess. What happens next? Let's look at the options. Is it A. Reroach and Hearth, B. Panic Petri, C. Instantly rat on the shaman who pulled, D. The tank's cat walks across the keyboard and pulls a separate pack? Without any hesitation, I drop my weapons and turn straight to my keyboard. As the pacifist I am, I walk right into melee range just to check how my boys are doing inside the cigarette. As I spot my nemesis backpedaling, I mirror him and start firing shots. Yes, I have morals. What do you think, I'm just going to leave my team behind? Nah. Ooh. My near in-game and out-of-game stroke has passed. We somehow clear the extra pack that we pulled. Justifiably enough, our tank asks,
Who pulled that?
Me, who has mentally blacked out at this point, in my delirium thought it was actually the priest who pulled. Who pulled? I think it was the priest, no? We move on to clear the eastern wing, which luckily for us was pretty uneventful. You know, just your average undead cleanup crew. Oh god, why did we fade to black? Please not another cutaway, please.
Meet the crew. Scrub Gut, Mildew Mary, Bleachbone Bill, and who can forget Barrel Certified Bucket. All together. Let's get scrubbing.
I'm so sorry. Anyways, and that places us right at the doorstep of the second boss in this dungeon, Baroness Anastari. This runaway model has a couple of things we need to bear in mind. Possess takes control of a random party member, and if you remember from the start of the video, this is a real teammate check. Her second ability is Banshee's Curse. which reduces nearby enemies' hit chance by 10%. Her third ability, Banshee Wail, deals shadow damage to an enemy. Lastly, her ability Silence, which silences nearby enemies. When it comes to loot, there's nothing of interest that drops from her. Our tanks asked if you're ready. With lightning fast reflexes, I type ready. Mentally though, I'm not ready. I lead the fight with a fat 1.3k aimed shot followed by a nasty 625 auto attack. Hedwig, my pet owl and trusty companion, even lands a solid crit on her. Even though we burned our cooldowns before the fight, so we wouldn't nuke whoever got possessed, I'm still delivering. Number 1 on the damage meter, baby. But that false sense of security is exactly what the Baroness was waiting for. She immediately mind controls our tank and I'm starting to sweat. Now we have to bring him under 50% so he snaps out of the mind control. But if we nuke him too hard, we risk killing him outright and sending his bovine butt straight back to Morgor. Lucky for us, or rather him, we managed to keep our composure and he snaps out of the mind control. Meanwhile though, Hedwig was tanking both the Baroness and our Russian spy of a tank. As you can see, Hedwig's health bar is going down. I'm mending Hedwig's wounds. But my teammates are seeing this as an opportunity to overthrow me on the meters. The DPS race begins.
We got Dust Bunny in the lead. I know Scoofy's surging forward, but wait, Necromanny's back on top. Dust Bunny dips into third. A clean overtake from Dust Bunny. Now second again. It's neck and neck. And Necromanny finishes first.
Boom, baby. We clear the second cigarette. On the way out, our tank wins the roll on the nearby chest. And as luck would have it, a juicy traveler's backpack drops. That's 24 gold I'll never see. Speaking of our tank, he has a natural Katniss Everdeen inside of him, pulling sketchy packs like this with breaking little to no sweat. On our way to the third boss of this dungeon, a blue BOE Dreadmist belt drops. That's at least a 24 gold on the auction house. And guess what? We didn't win that roll either. Miss Everdeen does another sketchy pull and managed yet again to avoid the other packs pulling. My god, he's impressive. And now we're facing the next boss, Maleki the Pallid. This goth daddy has some things to watch out for. Drain life, which heals himself by dealing damage to a player. Drain mana, drains mana from a player to restore his own. Frostbolt, deals frost damage and slows the target. Ice Tomb, which freezes a player in place for up to 10 seconds. As of the loot, he can drop a one-hand axe, bone slicing hatchet, which is absolutely biz if we can manage to get 2 of them in the future. I'm being told to keep my pet on taunt for the boss fight, just in case someone gets stunned by Ice Tomb. My team has clearly not caught on to the level of degeneracy they're dealing with. It's always on, baby. Of course it's always on, I reassure them. And before I can even look up, the boss is already dead. A real tank and spank at that one. Let's see about the loot. No! Foreshadowing. Well, we've still got 3 bosses to go. We cleared the last and final cigarette, which now means we can enter the Slaughter Square. Yes, lovely place to go. But right before we dive in, we've got one more boss stop. Magistrate Bathilas. This average looking Twitch moderator has a few tricks up his sleeve. Crowd Pommel, interrupts a cast. Draining Blow, drains life and heals himself. Furious Anger, increases damage dealt and attack speed. Mighty Blow, which does a knockback. In terms of loot, we're hoping for the polearm Peacemaker. We'll hopefully use it eventually as soon as we're hit capped. Just as I'm taking a sip, our tank rudely pulls the boss. As I see us literally melting his HP, I've got Atlas loot open mid-fight, basically treating this as my Amazon wishlist. What do I want? What do I want? Ooh, that looks good. And for the loot, yeah, my reaction says it all. Polearm? Eesh. To not walk away completely empty-handed, I roll neat on the key to the city. Finally, we've won something. Unbeknownst to me, our tank is screaming at his monitor, telling me to get in before the gate closes. And now on to the Slaughter Square. Inside this line, there are a lot of abominations, 2 types specifically. There are the Bile Spewers, which spawn regular slimes during combat, and when they die, they explode and spawn even more slimes. Then there's the Venom Belchers, which cast a poisonous slow on the tank and can use Venom Spit and AoE poison attack. As we clear our way through a ton of charming abominations, my best pal, my best bud, gives us a request.
After Rammstein, please help me pick up all the skeletons that spawn.
And I, of course, reassure him that I would do this. Yes, dropping a frost.
Nice.
Well, let's see if I hold my word. As the last abomination hits the floor, we're now able to enter the Baron's Chamber. But first, we have yet another boss fight to handle. Ramstein the Gorger. This average YouTube binge eater has some things to keep an eye out on. His most dangerous ability to watch out for is his ability Knockout, which will stun the tank and he will swap targets. His ability Tremble is not something big to worry about, it's basically just a cleave style AoE. Lastly, as all other abominations, Ramstein has the ability Flurry, which increases his attack speed and deals several quick melee attacks in a short burst. And for the loot, he doesn't drop anything worth noting for us hunters. I start out the fight with being a goddamn in-war journalist, making sure I'm filming in cinematic mode. Fear not, because I'm confident we're still topping the damage meters. You son of a bitch. After we defeat Ramstein, my dumbass forgets I had to help our mage.
After Rammstein, please help me pick up all the skeletons that spawn.
Whoops. I panic and I try to manually click an ability. A huge no-no in the WoW community. And in the moment where I want to click Frost Trap, we enter combat. And I'm unable to lay down traps. Luckily for us, we managed to kite the mobs back, no thanks to me, and live to fight another day. With a sneeze, I spawn 4 elite skeletons. As I watch 3 elite mobs run straight for my mage, I seriously contemplate ceasing fire and just letting nature take its course. Just kidding, of course I helped my boy out. Now our path is set on the last boss of this dungeon, Baron Rivendare. This absolute gangster on a horse is no pushover. His first ability is Mortal Strike, which greatly reduces the healing received, as well as he uses the ability Cleave on melee players. Furthermore, he casts Shadow Bolts to random players throughout the fight. He also regularly spawns non-elite skeletons, which are luckily quite squishy and will die fast on impact. And lastly, we gotta watch out for Unholy Aura, which inflicts shadow damage to nearby players, but it can be outranged by ranged DPS. In terms of loot, he can drop the Cape of the Black Baron, which is our best dungeon cape for hunters. And of course, the mount. Please, 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 please. I gently squeeze both myself and Hedrick through the cracks of the door to avoid pulling the boss, which I definitely was a little bit stressed about. Our tank takes some small hesitant steps before charging in. Charge! It's on, baby. Once again, I'm starting to sweat. As I can see, our tank is literally not tanking the boss in the corner, so the whole team is taking shadow damage from Unholy Aura. As more and more skeletons spawn, I help our mage with mealing them down. And in this exact moment, I'm remembered of all the good times.
This crate is safe, Dust Bunny. Stay away from the door when we kill the last one. That spawns the boss.
Maybe, just maybe, me and my arch nemesis weren't so different after all.
I love you, Dust Bunny.
Back to the fight. We still got a very angry Baron with almost sub 50% health to deal with. Hedwig drops below 50%, my loyal pet in danger. I fumble to cast Mend Pet, but Panek walk forward and cancel it like an absolute amateur. Now I keep firing, pushing out every last shot, trying to squeeze every bit of damage into this boss. And at last, victory is ours. Surely, the loot gods will bless us with something wicked. Well, at least we're alive, and that's what matters. Now, it's time to rate Stratholme based on my personal enjoyment. Gold. After a full run, we made a grand total of 12 gold and 69 silver.
Nice.
So, for pure profit, yeah, it's a 1 out of 5. Upgrades. So, speaking about upgrades, what do we get? A rusty old key to the city. Eesh. For the loot, that's a brutal 1 out of 5. Ha! Bosses. Okay, credit where credit is due. Stratholme actually has some cool bosses with awesome mechanics. So I'm giving the bosses a solid 4 out of 5. Very enjoyable. Ambience. You know, it's corpses and stuff. I'm more of a sunshine and rainbow kind of person. So for me, this place is a solid 2 out of 5. On a separate note, I'd greatly appreciate it if you let me know whether this kind of video is something you enjoy and would watch again, since I'm planning to make this a series. During the time it took to make this video, my baby went from only being able to drink milk to eating vegetable, fruit, nuts, and now meat. That's a big deal, okay? So if you'd like the next video to drop before he gets his driver license, I humbly ask you to stick around. So I guess there's not much else to say than see you in Dire Mall.